In the recent Darth Vader comic, the Ancient Sith Lord Lord Mammon brought up an issue that has been addressed several times in the EU. In canon though, this is one of the first, and I thought that these lines were definitely worth a video, and how the Ancient Sith perceived the more modern Sith Lords like Darth Vader and Darth Sidious, and why some Ancient Sith Lords believe the more modern Sith will eventually fail. In the comic, when Lord Mammon confronts Lord Vader, he reveals his true thoughts on the Sith Lord and the new Rule of Two Sith Order. He reveals that the dark side of the Force, at least in his opinion, hates the new Sith Lords. He says that the literal dark side of the Force despises them for their stance in the galaxy. Lord Mammon reveals that they are not to serve themselves using the dark side of the Force, but to serve the dark side of the Force itself. He says that Vader and his master are holding knowledge, specifically Darth Sidious though, and that they only serve their own goals. He explains that the dark side of the Force hates the idea of an empire and believes that only the Sith should rule in the galaxy. More specifically though, and blatantly though, Lord Mammon accuses Darth Vader and Darth Sidious as proxy to being obsessed with the Jedi Order. He calls back to a time when the Ancient Sith Lords worshipped only themselves and the dark side of the Force, a time where their greater enemy in the Jedi was merely an afterthought. He even accuses Lord Vader of still believing in the prophecy of the Jedi, that he is the chosen one, but more than the idea of bringing balance to the Force, that he is more powerful than any Force user before him, an idea that Lord Mammon despises. Again, this is an idea that is brought up in the EU several times, that the Sith Lords believe that more modern Sith Lords are more obsessed with themselves, and more than this, the Jedi Order. Ancient Sith Lords hate the idea that some of these Sith Lords view the Jedi as threats and even equals, Lord Sidious himself being someone who believes this, as he does acknowledge Mace Windu and Yoda as threats to the larger Sith Empire. Of course, what is ironic about this is that the Jedi did eventually overthrow these ancient Sith Lords. Lord Mammon is of course incorrect. Not acknowledging the Jedi's power is one of the major reasons why the Ancient Sith Lords crumbled. Darth Sidious believes himself more powerful than the Jedi, but still believes that the Jedi hold power within the Force. Darth Sidious reveals that one of the major reasons that he despises the Jedi Order is because of the great power that they hold, great power that they outright refuse to use. Sidious explains that any Jedi could control nearly any planet they desired to with their power in the Force, and yet they decide to protect these planets instead of rule them. In Darth Sidious's eyes, they waste the power that the Force has given them. Lord Mammon, though, incorrectly believes that the Jedi are insignificant, and that the dark side of the Force is far stronger than the light, something that admittedly Vader and Sidious believe as well, but they also acknowledge the power of the light side. Thus, why Darth Sidious was so wise, and why several of his apprentices actually stemmed from the Jedi Order, including Vader himself and earlier Dooku. Lord Mammon was powerful, but he was foolish, and in this case, he is outright incorrect. Darth Vader proves himself not only powerful, but powerful enough to oppose the dark side of the Force itself. Again, according to the Ancient Sith Lord Lord Mammon. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this, and who do you believe is correct here? Is Lord Mammon correct and the Sith should be obeying and worshipping the dark side of the Force? Or are Darth Vader and Darth Sidious correct, and are more progressive than Lord Mammon, and believe that the Force should aid them? Again, I would love to hear your thoughts on this debate in the comments down below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be sure to do my best to keep you up to date on everything Lord Vader when it comes to Marvel Comics. I hope you guys have a great day, and may the Force be with you.